Hello, Facebook. Hey, hey, hey. All right. I want to share this. I think I meant to, I guess this is fine. I don't know if I can share it to my page. Yeah. Sorry. Somebody tried to call me. Let's see. All right. Hey, I'm so distracted right now. Oh my gosh. There we go. Sharing it to my page. All right, share it to my other page. Share on a page that I made. Okay, there we go. All right, I want to talk to you today about emotions really quick. This is going to be, I'm thinking, a short video, but I don't know. I know how I can get to talking and just go on and on. But I want to talk to you about your emotions, because here's the thing. Especially for us women out there, all of my clients are women. So a lot of my, a lot of my perspective comes from that of working with women. And if you don't know who I am, by the way, and you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Kendra Woods. I am a mindset and business coach to female entrepreneurs, hey Mindy, and to women who are looking to live their life on purpose, create their business, live in their power, and have massive prosperity. So listen, I want to talk to you about your emotions for a second, because I used to think that my emotions were kind of like my weakness, right? Hey, Mia. And I've always been told that, Kendra, you're too emotional, right? Or Kendra, you wear your heart on your sleeve. Or Kendra, you can't let people, see your emotions. You can't let people know how you're feeling. And this was really when I was in corporate, right? And when I was in real estate, it was just like, you just don't let people in. You know what I'm saying? You don't express your emotions. And so what happened is I learned to kind of ignore my emotions. And I think that a lot of you can probably relate with this too. You've gotten to a place to where maybe you're ignoring your emotions, or you feel like your emotions are just too that you don't trust your emotions. You think they're all over the place. You really don't look at them for what they truly are, right? And so I used to wish that I was less emotional. Like, seriously, I used to wish I was less emotional. I used to wish that I wasn't, so in tune with my emotions. I really did. And looking back on that, I'm like, okay, really, Kendra? But I know that it's part of the process and it's all perfect. But certain things, like I can feel other people's emotions, right? Like I can definitely identify as being an empath, right? Like I can feel people, and I'm starting to kind of develop that a bit more and tune into that a bit more now that I kind of understand that side of me. But what I have come to learn, and what I am learning, is that, our emotions are always guiding us. They are always guiding us. And I think a lot of the times we can look at our emotions as those things that are just flippant and that they're all over the place, and you can't pay those emotions no mind. You've got to, think through it. You've got to strategize. You got to figure it out up here. Don't pay attention to what's going on in the heart. And I don't know. I feel like maybe the world just sees it as not as a viable thing to look at as using your logic or your brain, right? And I do feel like there is definitely a place for logic, but I am getting to that place, and I'm in that place where I am really tuning in more to my intuition, because a lot of the times our minds are very clever at making us feel like, that we can't do something, or creating this sense of fear around something that would really be great for us to do, but our mind is saying that we should be afraid of it, right? Or we're paying attention to the thoughts, and we're allowing those thoughts that are telling us we can't do it actually be the thing that makes the choice, right? And to get to a place to where you can feel the fear, but you can also really feel that voice and that feeling underneath the fear that says yes, right? That's where I'm at right now, where I can feel a little nervous about something. I can feel a little, fearful about doing something, but it is the voice underneath all of that says, yeah, maybe you should hold off, or no, you need to definitely plunge forward into that, right? And I feel like that when we can get to that place of tapping into the voice underneath the fear, underneath the, I don't know if I can do this, underneath the, I don't know if I'm good enough, underneath the, I don't know if I'm qualified. If we can get below that and really tune into that voice beneath that says, yes, you can. Yes, you should do this. It's that whisper that says, yes, yes, yes. If we can get past all the noise and really tune into that space, that is where I feel like we really get our own individual true guidance, right? And I know that I've heard a lot of people say that, your emotions are like your guidance system. And I'm fully believing that the more that I play into leaning more into my intuition and into my emotions, right? And the thing that I love is that it plays so well in business. Because I believe that business is a very intuitive thing. When you're in business for yourself, you don't have anybody telling you what to do, how to do it, how it should look. No, don't do this, or you have to do it this way. You don't have that person in your ear, like say whenever you're in corporate, you've got somebody telling you, no, here's how we want you to do it. Here's the framework to do this presentation. Here's the way that you need to show up every day. Here's the way that you need to dress every day. Here's the way that you need to make sure you don't have somebody telling you that when you're in business. And so what I find is there can be that really big disconnect when women are going from corporate to entrepreneurship. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you get to do things how you choose to. And if you've never been exposed to your way of doing things, or what is true for you, or what you desire to do, then you can feel a little unstable at first, right? But your emotions can be your guidance if you allow them to be. So let me dig into that a little bit. Let me tell you where I'm coming from with that. So whenever I would have, emotions that didn't feel good, right? So for instance, when I think back over my journey, a couple of years ago when I was in that place internally where I just did not feel good. I was fearful around things. I was sad around things. I was depressed around things. I was just like blah around a lot of things, right? And I despised that place. I wanted nothing more than to get back to that place of feeling happy and free and feeling like that I was living life on purpose and feeling like that I was, adding value to people's lives and that I was doing what I really desired to be doing instead of what everyone else thought I should be doing, right? Like I really wanted to get to that place. But what I realized looking back is that whenever we have emotions that don't feel good, they are simply guiding us to what we do want. Boom. Right? So when I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, what a blessing. How grateful I am to those times of me sitting on the couch, just depressed and feeling stressed out and overwhelmed and feeling lost and feeling stuck. Because out of those moments came my clarity around what I didn't want anymore and what I did want, right? So my emotions in that time were helping me get to a place that my higher self knew I wanted to be. But I had to go through that. I had to be in those emotional spaces in order for me to realize that I didn't like it and in order for me to start taking action towards what I wanted, right? And so here's the thing. As humans, we run away from pain, right? We want to be as far away from discomfort and pain as we possibly can be, okay? But what I want you to start looking at is the average person, when they look at running away from pain, they are using other things to kind of mask over how they're feeling, right? So if you're feeling unfulfilled at work and all you can think about is, oh my gosh, I just want to be my own boss. I want to have my own business. I want the time freedom. I want the financial freedom. And that's what you're really longing for. And because you hate where you're at, but instead of really looking at how you're feeling and then tuning into, okay, so if I don't like this, then what do I want? And getting clear on that, maybe instead you're choosing to numb yourself with television, with reality TV. Maybe you're choosing to numb yourself with a bunch of shopping. Maybe you're choosing to numb yourself with, spending lots of money and going out with your friends and just choosing to ignore how you're feeling, right? But if we would take the time to sit down and really get in to those places that don't feel good, they will tell you where you need to go and what you need to do. And so they will serve you if you let them. And, I remember people, saying to me or looking at this idea of following your heart as something that was just a crazy thing to do, right? Like, that's not how life works. You don't get to follow your heart and do whatever you want to do. You got to get a job, right? You gotta pay the mortgage on your house. You got to be a responsible adult. And then you come along saying, but I just want to follow my heart. They're looking at you like, no, that's not how life works. But in the way that I am growing and evolving into, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly the way life works, right? Because I'm like, I don't believe that God has put me here on this earth to just do things that I don't want to do. To be in places that I don't want to be, to earn money in a way that I really don't want to earn money, because we end up sabotaging ourselves. We end up creating more of that thing that we don't like, right? So I don't believe that any of us are placed here to be doing things that we don't like, to only, die one day and be like, well, okay. No, your life is meant for you to live in only the way that you can live it. And you only get to that place of figuring out what that is by following your heart, by following your desires, by following your emotions. Hello, right? So in any moment, when even now, if I'm doing something and it feels heavy, or it feels grindy, it feels like I'm forcing myself and I'm not really getting any joy out of it, I'm stepping back and saying, okay, wait a minute. What is it that I need to be doing? What is it that my emotions are trying to tell me here? Do I need to look at this in a different way? Do I need to be open to a new idea or a new way of doing this? Do I need to not do this at all? Do I need to be focusing on something else? And I'm asking myself, what are you trying to tell me, right? Like, what do I need to do? And if we can look at our emotions from that place, you can get amazing guidance. Right? You can get amazing the guidance will be there for you. The guidance that you desire is always there for you. The only thing getting in the way between the guidance that you need and where you're at right now is what's going on in here and what you're thinking up here. It's those thoughts, right? It's those thoughts of, am I good enough? Do I deserve this? Have I worked hard enough? We've all been programmed to believe that you got to hustle, you got to grind, you got to be stressed, you got to be overwhelmed. If you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off, then you're not doing this thing called life. But I beg to challenge that and say, well, why does it have to be that way? Why can't life be about showing up and being in your bliss every day, focusing on what feels good for you and doing that thing? Because when you feel good, you're going to bring into your experience more of the things that feel good to you, right? So why would we be spending all of our time over here doing something that we do not like doing, that we dread, that is stressful to us, it's overwhelming to us, because it's just creating more of the same? And so if we would just pay attention to our emotions, they will tell you this is not what you need to be doing. Right? And we know it. Like, you know it. If you get honest with yourself and you think deep down about what you really want and where you're at and what you're doing, you know what the answer is. You know what the right thing is for you to be doing. And a lot of the times, what's standing in your way is what you're choosing to believe, right? So you know the step to take, but then what's going on inside of you is, I don't know, is that the right thing to do? What if I'm wrong? What if I fail? What would people think? What if I look silly? What if it, doesn't do good? Am I qualified enough to do that? I don't know if that's going to work. All that stuff going on within your mind is just holding you at a standstill. And so it's tapping into that emotion that says yes, and then working on yourself to get out of your way, to realign your thoughts with the yes, right? So if your yes is, I want to, people just calling me left and right. So if your desire is to, I want to launch a business, but my gosh, stop calling me. But your thoughts are saying, I can't do that. Who am I to do that? Then you're not going to get there. So it's clearing that stuff up, right? And your emotion is guiding you through that. So I just wanted to talk on that a little bit because I feel like that emotions get a bad rap, right? Or that women are looked at as, oh, they're just so emotional, right? They're always emotional over things. And while that may be true, if you can learn how to focus your emotions and your energy into that, to the space of where you want to go, they will serve you, right? So if you look at the emotions that don't feel good and you look at them and you say, what are you trying to tell me? Where do I need to pivot? What direction do I need to look at or go or move into? If you can look at it from that standpoint and then take action from that standpoint, that negative emotion actually just served you. But what a lot of people do is they stay stuck in that negative emotion and wallow around in it and then go and tell their girlfriends about it and then go and tell their spouses about it and then get on Facebook and talk about it and then, talk about it to the parents at school or whatever. And it's just that negative emotion is then just getting more energy and more momentum and starts creating the same thing. But if you can take that negative emotion and ask yourself, what is it trying to tell me? And shift it and pivot it into a way that works for you, then you've got the gold right there, right? And so I wanted to get on here and just share that with you because during my mindset time, I was working in my journal. And one of the things that I wrote down is, what do you desire, Kendra? So not so much looking at, the things that I'm not, over the top happy about now, but instead looking at, well, what do I want to create and focusing my energy and my emotions there, right? And it's all about alignment. I just talked about this in my Facebook group just a few moments before hopping on here, that it's all about getting your inner self aligned to what it is you say that you want. And that is our only job. That is our job, right? You have a desire. I have a desire. It's then doing the work that is required to get yourself aligned with that which you want so that you can bring it to you. And it's amazing because when you think about it and you look at it like that, you begin to realize how powerful we really are. You have all the power within you to create exactly what you desire, right? You don't have to look at the people out in the world who are, growing their businesses the way that you would want to, or who are traveling like you want to, and look at them and be in a space of resentment or be in a space of envy or be in a space of, feeling, blah about it. Instead, you can celebrate what you're seeing because it's evidence that you get to have it too. So then what you get to do is that emotion that's like, oh man, I wish I was doing that. You can look at that emotion, you can look at that feeling and say, all right, but what do I desire? Do I desire that same thing? Do I desire to travel like that? Yes, I do. Then what do I need to do within myself right now to align myself with that desire? Because I got to tell you, If your desire is to make a certain amount of money in your business, if your desire is to have so many clients in your business a week, if your desire is to travel around the world, you will not get there if you stay in a space of, I don't know how that's going to happen. When is that going to happen? This is taking too long. I'm so frustrated. Why is it happening for her and not me? I don't know if I'm good enough. Can I really do that? Am I qualified to do that? Who am I to go do that? Right? Like from that energy and from that mind space, you can't create that because it's not even on the same wavelength of what you say that you want. It's not even in the same area or environment of what you say that you want. So the thing that you've got to do is you've got to align yourself with what you want. Hey, Michelle, how are you? So that is what I wanted to share with you today. It's just looking at your emotions from a space that's not negative, right? Looking at all the emotions that course through your body as guidance to get you where you want to go, and stop looking at your emotions like they are bad or like they shouldn't be there or like they're a hindrance to you. Oh, if I could just feel better, I would get there, right? No. Look at how you're feeling and allow those emotions and that way that's going on inside of you. Allow that to be your compass that will pivot you in the direction that you need to go to feel better. Okay. And always be looking at ways in which you can feel better, because when you feel better, you do better, you're going to show up better, and you're just going to keep creating more of the better. Right. So that is what I wanted to share with you today, and I appreciate you all so very much for watching. And I also want to share with you too that if you have not connected with me about working with me one-on-one, go ahead and message me now, because I've opened up some spaces. One is gone. I've got 4 more spaces left for you to work with me one-on-one to get past all the mindset and beliefs that are in your way of creating what you desire. If you have a dream, you have a desire, you want to grow your business, you want to work with more clients, you want to launch your business, whatever stage you're at, if you've got beliefs or things within you that make you feel like you're stuck or make you feel like you don't know what to do next, or you feel kind of lost, or you're just like, why isn't this happening? I want you to message me, because I want to invite you to work with me one-on-one through my 7-week private coaching offer that I have for you. Okay. And it's completely tailored around breaking through your limits, helping you see it, understand it, and shift it. And that's what we do over those 7 weeks. You have my support. You have the amazing content that I provide for you. You're going to do some work. So there's definitely some exercises and things that you'll be doing on the daily and weekly. That's going to help you get to that place of being fully aligned to really calling into your life experience what it is you say that you want, right? So you are responsible for that. You are responsible for doing the work that's necessary to bring into your experience the things that you desire. And I want to help you through that process. All right. I want to guide you through that process and be there to hold you accountable and be there to help you see these things that maybe you're not even seeing that are holding you back. Okay. So simply just message me. And then what will happen is I'll send you my link for us to set up a time to talk to ensure that you're a good fit for this coaching package. Okay. So have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all who hopped on. Thank you, Mindy. Thank you, Mia. Thank you, Michelle. So good to see you all. And for those of you watching the recording, thank you too. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know what thoughts or things came up for you, okay? So until next time, love you.